What's the funniest reason you've been called into school to collect your child? Y'all are not going to believe what happened to me 3 years ago. I still tell this story at every family gathering because it's just too good not to share. I was in the middle of a super important Zoom meeting. Working from home was still relatively new for me back then. When my phone started buzzing, I glanced down and saw it was my daughter Holly's elementary school. My heart immediately dropped into my stomach because, let's be real, no parent wants to see the school calling midday. It's never, hey, just calling to say your kid is awesome, right? I excused myself from the meeting and answered with that panicky mom voice we all develop. The secretary sounded weirdly hesitant when she said, "Mrs. Peterson, we need you to come pick up Holly. There's been an incident." An incident. Those words strike fear into any parent's soul. When I pressed for details, all she would say was that Holly had been disrupting recess, and the principal wanted to speak with me in person. My mind went to all the worst places. Was she hurt? Did she hurt someone else? Was she caught doing something terrible? I threw on whatever clothes were closest, didn't even bother with makeup, and literally sprinted to my car. The whole 15-minute drive to school, I was rehearsing speeches in my head. The "we don't hit other children" speech, the respect for school property speech, the "what were you thinking" speech. You know the ones. When I arrived, they directed me straight to the principal's office, where I found Holly sitting in one of those two big chairs, her little legs dangling, looking completely unbothered, like zero remorse on her face. The principal, Mrs. Samantha Wilson, was sitting behind her desk with the strangest expression, like she was trying really hard not to laugh. "Mrs. Peterson," she began, "we had to remove Holly from recess today because she was," and here she paused, clearly choosing her words carefully, "leading a group of children in what appeared to be a demonic summoning ritual." I'm sorry, what? Apparently, my sweet little 6-year-old had gathered a circle of about 8 kids in a corner of the playground. They were all holding hands, chanting, and according to the recess monitor who reported it, Holly was instructing them to call forth the Ancient One from the depths. The teacher who discovered this little coven was a somewhat religious older woman who was genuinely concerned that my first grader was introducing satanic practices to her classmates. I was trying so hard to keep a straight face at this point. I asked Holly what she was doing, and she looked at me like I was the ridiculous one. "Mommy, we were playing Moana. I was teaching them how to call Maui like Tefiti does." She then demonstrated by doing this elaborate hand gesture and making a deep humming sound. Y'all, my child wasn't summoning demons. She was reenacting a Disney movie. The principal's professional composure finally broke, and she started laughing. "We figured it was something like that. But Mrs. Heather was quite concerned, and school policy required us to call you in." I had literally rushed out of an important work meeting because my daughter was playing Moana too convincingly. The best part? When we got to the car, Holly asked in the most serious voice, "Am I in trouble for doing magic?" I explained that she wasn't in trouble, but maybe next time she could tell her teacher she's playing Moana instead of just saying she's summoning ancient ones. She thought about this for a second and then said, "But Maui is ancient. He's like 1,000 years old, Mom. Can't argue with that logic."